Hello students. Welcome to Chapter 6. In this chapter, we will learn about deducing meaning of unfamiliar words. 1. Introduction. It is very often that when you read an English text, you find words that you don't have clue about their meaning. The most convenient way to overcome such problem is by consulting directly to your dictionary. See Introduction chapter. You will get very precise and quick answer of the problem. However, dictionary is often not available by the time you read, because dictionary is often not handy, while your reading schedule could be at any time and anywhere. Consulting dictionary for every word problem will be distracting for your reading activity too. Therefore, you need to develop skill for guessing, inferring, or deducing meaning of unfamiliar words. When you do guessing, you need to understand 1. The direction of the sentence. 2. The clues that are already in the sentence, as well as paragraph. 3. The atmosphere of the sentence. 4. The environmental context of the sentence. And 5. The available stems and affixes. See Introduction chapter. This chapter will discuss the reading passage, of which several issues are explored. For example, A. Reading comprehension. B. Contextual grammar or grammar focus. C. Speaking. And D. Writing. After completing this chapter, the students are expected to be able to 1. Understand the difficult words in the complete text. 2. Apply those words for different situation or context. 3. Identify parts of speech from given reading material. 4. Use vocabularies in the complete sentence. 5. Re-express content of the text using his or her own language, both orally and in writing. 2. Reading. Please listen to the following passage. Urban population. This is the century of the urban revolution, in which number of people living in cities almost tripled, increasing by 1.25 billion. In the more developed regions, the urban population has grown nearly twice, from 447 million to 838 million. In the less developed world, it quadrupled, growing from 286 million to 1.14 billion. Over only 60 years, the developing world's urban population increased tenfold, from around 100 million in 1920 to close 1 billion in 1980. At the same time, its rural population grew more than twice. In 1940, only 1 person in 8 lived in an urban center, while about 1 in 100 lived in a city with 1 million or more inhabitants. By 1960, more than 1 in 5 persons lived in an urban center, and 1 in 16 a million city. By 1980, nearly 1 in 3 persons was an urban dweller, and 1 in 10 a million city resident. The population of many sub-Saharan Africa's larger cities increased more than 7-fold between 1950 and 1980. Nairobi, Dar es Salaam, Nouakchott, Lusaka, Lagos, and Kinshasa are among of them. During these same 30 years, population in many Asian and Latin America cities, such as Seoul, Baghdad, Dhaka, Amman, Bombay, Jakarta, Mexico City, Manila, Sao Paulo, Bogota, and Managua, tripled or quadrupled. In such cities, net immigration has usually been a greater contributor than natural increase to population growth of recent decades. In many developing countries, Cities have thus grown far beyond anything imagined only a few decades ago, at speeds without historic precedent. But some experts doubt developing nations will urbanize as rapidly in the future as, in the last 30 to 40 years, or at the megacities, will grow as large as UN projections suggest. Their argument is that many of the most powerful stimuli to rapid urbanization in the past have less influence today, and that changing policies could reduce the comparative attractiveness of cities, especially the largest cities, and low rates of urbanization. In summary, the city population in the developing world will grow at an alarming rate that invite the question of how the world could feed and serve them humanly. Task 1. Vocabulary Development. From the above passage, please find the meaning of the listed vocabulary below. You are advised to use your own interpretation without using dictionary for this task. 1. Urban. 2. Inhabitant. 3. Sevenfold. 4. Immigration. 5. Developing country. 6. Developed country. 7. Quadruplet. 8. Feed. 9. Contributor. Please do the task. You can pause the video until you finish the task. Task 2. Comprehensive question. A. Discuss with your peers, and then please answer the following questions. 1. Is it that, in the more developed countries, population growth is higher than that of the developing world? 2. Which region that has the highest population growth? B. Fill the spaces provided in the following statements. 1. The population of many sub-Saharan Africa's larger cities. 2. More than sevenfold between 1950 and 1980. 3. In summary, the city population in the developing world at alarming rate. 4. In the less developed world, the population quadrupled, growing from 286 million to 1.14 billion. 5. The urban population in developing countries increased tenfold from in 1920 to close in 1980. 6. In the more developed regions, the urban population nearly twice from 2. Three. Grammar focus. The above reading provided you with several types of grammar that you could learn and take profits from it. As you may already learn previously, every sentence must have a subject and a predicate. The predicate may take either a form of verbal or nonverbal predicate. A. Sentences with verbal predicates coming from the above reading. 1. Simple present tense. For example, this is the century of the urban revolution. 2. Simple future tense. For example, the city population in the developing world will grow at alarming rate. 3. Simple past tense. For example, the developing world's urban population increased tenfold. 4. Simple prefect tense. For example, the urban population has grown nearly twice. B. Sentences with nonverbal predicates taken from the above reading. 1. Simple present tense. For example, we are a generation of population boom. 2. Simple future tense. For example, government will not be able to serve greater population in the future. 3. Simple past tense. For example, we were not very serious in handling population crisis. 4. Simple perfect tense. For example, we have been in the population crisis for 35 years. 4. Speaking. Activity 1. Please discuss with your peers about his or her family, such as his brother, sisters, size of the family, and his or her opinion about having small family. Do not use only yes or no questions. Follow this model, for example. Question. Excuse me, how many brothers do you have? Answer. I have 3 brothers. Please do the task. You can pause the video until you finish the task. Five. Writing. Write down a paragraph describing population in the University of Lampung. You may use the following sentence for your consideration. The University of Lampung has students from around 20 regions in Indonesia. Please do the writing task. You can pause the video until you finish the task. Well done, students. You have finished Chapter 6. See you again. Bye.